Urban Artificial Intelligence, Strategic Thinking Media Platform. Hey, we got an interesting scenario here. Strategic Thinking Platform. This is a strategic thinking situation, man. We got Big Meech, Rick Ross, 50 Cent, and a couple other players in this, but I just want to focus on them for right now, man. Is Big Meech unloyal to do business with Rick Ross because of Rick Ross' rivalry with 50 Cent? Now that's where I want to start this conversation, because that's the conversation that I'm seeing online. A lot of people are saying that this looks funny for Big Meech to be dealing with Rick Ross after, him and 50 have the business situation with the whole BMF, huge success. I heard it's a great show. So a lot of people are questioning that relationship, but we do got to remember now, Meech knew Rick Ross from years ago from BMF. I remember when Rick Ross took a lot of flack about, I Think I'm Big Meech, the BMF song. He supposedly had reached out to BMF and Big Meech, and everybody in that whole situation said it was cool for him to use the BMF name, and everybody was cool with the song. Him and Jeezy kind of got into it over that song. BMF and Big Meech both, gave Rick Ross the green light. So it was no beef there, but obviously 50 Cent and Rick Ross have a huge rivalry that's been going on for a long time. Get in the comments, man. Let me know what y'all think about that before we go any further. Let me know what y'all think about Big Meech doing business with both of these guys. Is it just business? Can you separate the personal aspects of it? Get in the comments, man. Let me know. Now, this is an interesting situation because it's a little bit of a backstory here, all right? Obviously, again, 50 and Meech, they getting money together on a BMF show. And we remember it was a while ago where 50 and Southwest T, which is Big Meech's brother, got into a little back and forth. Southwest T posted a video with Supreme's son. Now, if you don't know Supreme McGriff, the leader and the creator of the Supreme team, a powerful drug cartel in New York, he had a personal beef with 50 Cent for years. A lot of people claim the man that shot 50 Cent was paid by Supreme. Supreme and 50 never got along. We all remember the stories of Bangum Smurf running down, supposedly running down on Supreme, one of 50 Cent's goons. Bangum Smurf is he's in the club video. He was a legendary G-Unit goon, and he rocked with 50 Cent heavy. And we remember he was one of the dudes putting pressure on Supreme McGriff when Supreme McGriff supposedly was beefing with 50 Cent. So yes, Supreme McGriff allegedly attempted to have 50 Cent killed. He got shot all them times, became a famous rapper, so on and so forth. Now, his son linked up with Southwest T recently, or it was about a year or so ago. I'm not 100% sure about the timeline, but when they linked up, 50 definitely had something to say about it. He kind of went at Southwest T a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know 50 and Southwest T to have any issues before that incident. So, again, I got to ask y'all again, how do y'all feel about that? It's not like he linked up with Supreme. He linked up with Supreme's son. And I guess because of the shirt that Supreme's son gave him, it said free Meech, free Preem. I guess 50 seen that as him supporting Supreme as well. He went at Southwest T in a post. He basically shared his feelings about it, and he didn't approve of this. So it's going to be interesting to see how 50 Cent treats Meech after this, how he goes about this. All right, this is a strategic thinking media platform. This is the things that I like to discuss when we talking about things that's going on in the hip hop industry, in the business world. All right, these guys make a lot of money together. So is that going to affect the business relationship? Can you have beef with somebody and still have a business relationship or a personal friendship with somebody that's cool with them? All right, is that playing both sides? I know this is a topic that a lot of people feel passionate about. I know people who personally feel like, hey, if you my friend, you shouldn't be dealing with anybody that's my enemy, no matter what, no matter if it's business, no matter if it's just walking by them in the store. You shouldn't acknowledge them. You shouldn't speak to them. I have other friends who feel differently. I have other friends who think if it's a business situation, if it's a business seen or if it's a working relationship, then that's okay. It's just business. That don't mean you this person's friend. That don't even mean that you agree with the things that this person does outside of this business. But because it's a business relationship, it's not personal. I'm not seeing this person on an everyday basis, then we could work with them. But of course, we know y'all in hip hop is different. In hip hop is different. If you do a song with somebody that, or any type of collaboration for that matter, if you do any type of collaboration with somebody, that person's morals and their ethic code need to align with yours, allegedly. Now, we've seen several rappers break this unwritten rule over the years, but that's how the game is quote unquote supposed to be played. All right. If it's a rapper and you feel like they fake, they a snitch, they a liar, they a whatever the case may be, you shouldn't want to do no business with them. You shouldn't want to do a song with them. You should stay away from them. Now, that's the way that the hip hop culture moves and behaves. Is that going to be the case with this? I don't know. I don't know. BMF is a huge success. A lot of people eat off BMF. A lot of people have a 9 to 5 because of BMF. A lot of people work on those sets. A lot of those actors or those actresses, you know, that's their livelihood. So it's a slippery slope here. This is definitely an interesting topic to delve into. Now, it's 2 lessons that we got to look at moving forward here that we can take from the strategies of war and we can apply to this situation. All right. And because this is a strategic thinking media platform, we got to break that down real quick. All right. Control the dynamic is what Meech is doing here. Big Meech is letting it be known I can work with whoever I want to. I can have relationships with whoever I want to. Even though we've seen 50 respond negatively to his brother linking up with quote unquote one of his ops. Big Meech don't care. He's rocking with Ross for his concert, for the car show. And you got to think, man, no Fab coming out, no Jeezy on the card for the show. Now, there are other artists to be named for this car show concert, and this is the business dealings that Rick Ross and Big Meech are doing. It's other artists slated, but no Fab and no Jeezy. That stood out to a lot of people. Those are 2 of the rappers that were pillars in the whole BMF look, the whole BMF optic, especially Young Jeezy. With me coming from the South, Young Jeezy is one of the first people who I ever seen and heard rep BMF. So to not see Jeezy involved with this, and Fabulous as well was one of the early people who was always around BMF. I think he had songs with Blue Da Vinci and some other BMF artists linked closely to BMF through his New York ties. I'm hoping that Fab and Jeezy are both there. That's going to be good to see. But as far as controlling the dynamic goes, that's what Big Meech is doing. He's controlling the dynamic. He's showing, hey, I can juggle personal relationships and business relationships. I have a business relationship with 2 enemies. Oh, well, they both gonna have to deal with it. And this is not Big Meech trying to intimidate or bully anybody. I don't believe. I just think it's just him putting business first. Y'all get in the comments what y'all think about that. Now, is this a strategic move for Rick Ross? That's the next question I gotta ask. Is this a strategic move for Rick Ross? Is Rick Ross doing this on purpose? Is he doing this to get under 50 Cent's skin? We're gonna have to see later. We're gonna have to see where this goes. And one thing that I want to talk about is with both of these relationships growing, as far as Big Meech and 50 relationship and Big Meech and Rick Ross relationship, what are the odds that these 2 will see each other in person? They may have to see each other in person eventually. I'm not sure of the times they ran into each other in the past, but I definitely know in the past when they've ran into each other, it was a little skirmish going on with the G Unit versus Triple C's and gunplay. It was called Triple C's back in the day during the BET Awards. Now, I get it. That was a long time ago, but I'm just giving y'all an example of what happens when these 2 run into each other. There is a chance that they might be in the same room at some point. So, but this could be possibly a strategic move by Rick Ross to kind of get in on some of 50 Cent turf, work with the people that he's working with, and show them, hey, anybody who rock with you, rock with me too. You say I'm this and I'm that. I feel the same way about you, but the public is rocking with me. The same people that's rocking with you is rocking with me. So what can you say? And it's another strategy that we can talk about here. And I think this one is going to be for 50 Cent. Pick your battles carefully. That applies to 50 Cent here, man. This is probably going to apply to both 50 and Big Meech. They got to pick their battles carefully. They got to pick how they maneuver through the situation carefully. Now, I don't think anybody in the situation got any ill intent, but I do think this is kind of a power struggle going on, and they all kind of trying to flex their power. I think Big Meech is trying to control the dynamic, like I spoke about before, and showing, hey, I can work with who I want to work with. I rock who I want to rock with. I really don't care that 50 don't like Rick Ross. If I see an opportunity to progress my image and, rock with my homie, I don't care if 50 Cent like him or not. And Rick Ross is doing the same thing. He kind of flexing his relationship with Big Meech. We know he looked up to Big Meech because of the BMF song. He kind of idolized Big Meech. He talk about him a lot in his raps. One of his biggest songs is BMF, named after pretty much Big Meech. So that's interesting to see, man. And it's going to be interesting to see how Rick Ross navigate this relationship and what's going to go down at the car show. How many people are going to be at that party? Is 50 Cent going to be there? I don't think 50 Cent is going to be there. But for this to be Meech coming home party, I feel like if Rick Ross was not involved, 50 would definitely be there, man. But this is going to be interesting to see how this strategic setup plays out, man. Urban Artificial Intelligence, strategic thinking media platform. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm going to see how these relationships evolve. If you like this content, like, share, subscribe, and help the channel grow. I'm going to see y'all on the next episode. Peace.